Welcome to another episode of Inspiring Encounters. Today we have a very special guest with us, Mrs. Pinky Dalal, the chairperson and founder of JBCN International Schools. Pinky ma'am has been a pioneering educationist for over 35 years with a passion for shaping young minds through our institutions. That's right, from starting the Children's Nook in 1984 and then founding JBCN Education in 2003 and then opening JBCN International Schools in 2009. Pinky ma'am has been at the forefront of transforming education. We are so excited to learn from her journey today. Yes, it's truly an honor to speak with someone who has influenced the education of so many learners across JBCN. We are thrilled to gain insights from your experiences today, Pinky ma'am. On behalf of all of us, a very warm welcome to you.
Thank you so much. Again, I'm repeating, thank you for inviting me. I feel honored that I'm here and I'm super impressed with both of you and the team, school team, that they've shaped young minds. And what I had a vision of having a school where only academics is not important, but all around personality. Because, I feel the success comes when you understand everything. And that's so important. And at your age, I could not come up on the stage. And I have to tell you a funny story. When I had to perform on the stage at your age, not at your age, when I was 6 years old, younger, not in the sixth grade, but when I was young, I was so nervous that I was shivering. And I saw my mother and I said, Mom, call me, take me down. So that confidence was not there at all. Now you can shoot all the questions.
Ma'am, as the founder of JBCN International Schools, you have played a big part in shaping education for so many learners. Can you share a little bit about your journey on starting these schools? What were some of your biggest challenges and proudest moments along the way?
I won't say challenges. I would say that, fortunately, unfortunately, when my son was studying, and Kunal is not going to like it, he was studying in a school where I felt that something was missing. As a parent, as a mother, I felt that if I have a school, I would not get two people married, that is learner and the school team, but I will make three people married to each other, which is parent body, which is school, team, and my learners. So these challenges I could overcome only by thinking of having my own school. And today my dream has become reality only because of all the school team, all principals. They have the same vision. And yes, we want learners to bring about the change and be next generation change makers. And difficulties, challenges, actually, it depends on how you look at it. If you have positive attitude, then they are not challenges, they are not difficulties, but you have to overcome them and you have to face it.
Ma'am, let's take a trip down the memory lane. You have seen three generations of education. Yours, your son Kunal's, and now your grandchildren Shivai and Tisha's. How were things different back in your days compared to what you observe now?
Very, very intelligent question. Very intelligent question. Yes, in my time, I would see the little difference. And yes, the education has evolved. The thinking has evolved of all the educators. And in my time, the focus was only on academics. Focus was on memorizing, rote learning, and it had its own advantages because I always used to come first because I have photogenic memory, fortunately, unfortunately. But when you look at learners who do not have photogenic memory, who cannot memorize, then what do? Then the phase came when I saw Kunal going to school and there was an holistic approach. Critical thinking was also given a lot of importance. So it was academics come critical thinking, and it did help. But after seeing that, I had an idea, a vision, where I felt that when you're talking about holistic approach, it's not only about academics. It's also about building personality. For me, knowledge goes beyond academics. It's journey of life. And that exposure, that kind of platform, it's very important to give in a school because these are your building years. And I personally believe that from your childhood stage, and when I mean childhood, pre-primary stage, I mean, you guys are big, you have maturity, you have understanding. It's not about only academics and reproducing. Learning by understanding is very important. So I feel Tisha and Shiva are really fortunate that they are part of JBCN International School, where the focus is not only on academics. Our assessments are also not based on how much you know, but it is based on how well you know, how well you've understood. So the pattern has changed. And that kind of mind, body, soul approach has really, really helped learners to achieve their own personal life skills, being empathetical, being risk taker. I don't want to talk about PYP pedagogy, but yes, it is very important at a young age because you build your life goals. I'm talking to you as learners. When you build your life goals, you need a platform where it's not only about collecting or getting knowledge. Firstly, it's about understanding knowledge. Secondly, how much you can deep rooted keep in your mind, in your heart, and how do you analyze what gives you happiness. For me, happiness is the ultimate goal. Every human being needs or they have a right to be happy. And at times, in a rat race, we forget what gives you happiness. So, creative mind, creative thinking, everything needs to be encouraged in a school environment. So, these are the three phases. I did rote learning, but I'm not so bad. Kunal had a combination of holistic approach of knowing and also performing and being some of the extracurricular activities were part of co-curricular activities. But now all co-curricular activities are part of, extracurricular activities are part of co-curricular activities. And now all the schools like Padma ma'am and everyone is focusing on building your life skills through education, through knowledge.
Wow, that sounds really different from how we experience school today. It's incredible to hear how much it has changed.
But the goal and the thirst for learning remains the same. I was also hungry for learning. Kunal was too. And today Shiva and Tisha are. Yes, the pedagogy has changed. The style of teaching learning has changed. Everything has evolved and evolved for the betterment. And that's why I'm so proud to see you two guys being so confident and asking me questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. So, ma'am, on to our next question. Nowadays, knowledge doesn't always rely on books. We rely heavily on technology, which is something my mom isn't too fond of. So, how do kids back then used to stay engaged without all the technology we have now?
Very, very interesting question. I do understand that we had limited exposure to technology. But if you really think in a positive way, technology is a very good resource. For example, internet, AI, visual videos, everything, the learning becomes easy, faster. At a click of a button, you have all the information. Of course, we also wanted the information, but we had to take help of books. We had to go to the library. We had to do a lot of research work and we had to make our own notes. and we were gathering information, but it was time consuming. What is readily available, you save your time to do something better, to build your personality, to understand and analyze and be more creative. Unfortunately, we were, I think, not so creative as you guys are. I won't say I'm jealous. I won't say I'm envying you guys, but I think this is the need of the hour. So I feel that you have to move with time. You have to be very progressive thinker. And I think you deserve to get this platform, what we are offering you.
Ma'am, that really shows our learning has evolved with time.
Yes.
Today, we are so fortunate to travel and connect with people from all over the world. But we are curious, what was it like for you when you were our age? Did you get to experience travel?
So I'm catching you on this question. Yes, difficulties. The first difficulty was to travel and communicate with people away from our own small little town or India. We were locally deep rooted, but communication was unfortunately through having a pen friend or writing to them or sending postcards to them on special occasions. But I can only say one thing. Now, with today's world is becoming shorter. And how it's becoming shorter? With internet, with easy to call on a video call, looking at your child and looking at your learner and communicating with them at ease, the world has become smaller because of this technology. So I genuinely feel in our time, we were more locally rooted, but now the focus is on globalization. So having your deep rooted culture, but at the same time, you think globally. You think you want to know about other people's culture, their traditions, and all the videos are available. So you don't have to imagine, you're taking a real life, taken to a real life situation. And yes, I would just say the difference is it was very time consuming for us. And that's why teachers had to make a lot of effort to communicate or to share things which are easily available on internet.
That really makes us appreciate how technology has opened up so many ways of learning. Yeah, it's amazing how much the world has opened up for us now.
And also I would like to add here the technology, if used in right sense, it also helps every learner to learn at his or her own pace. And according to us, in JBCN, every learner is a unique learner. And the difference you see is earlier we used to compete with our friends, with our colleagues, but now the whole idea is you compete with your own self. You want to know whether you have done best, your best, or you can do better. And that is an eye opener. And I personally strongly believe that that's the way to go ahead, move ahead in life. So you can tell your parents also, please don't compare with me, with my friends. I am going to do my best. And that zest has to be there.
Ma'am, you have played a key role in raising changemakers. What advice would you give to students like us who aspire to make a positive impact in the world?
What a lovely question to ask. I personally feel that you guys are the change makers of future. And I feel believe in yourself, compete with yourself, have vision for yourself, and also be creative, innovative, and look for a platform like ours where positive thinking has been given a lot of importance. Learn to balance success and failures because I personally believe when I talk about positive thinking, what does it mean? That if at all you've been creative and you create something new and you have goals and vision for your future, there is a possibility you may fail. And that's not the end of it. Don't get disheartened because second option is always available. That's where the positive thinking comes. So when I started all my schools, I definitely had a goal, perseverance, and achieving that goal was my focus. But I was also ready or responsible to take my own decision. And if I had failed, by grace of God, I didn't fail. But if I would have failed, I would have looked or I would have thought of another option. So be positive, and automatically the success will follow you, and you don't need to run after success. That's my advice to you. My advice to helicopter moms, one is that please believe in your child, support your child. Don't try to achieve your goals through your child, but create a platform where there is always a reassurance and trust in your child. For us, our learners. That's very important.
That is really inspiring. We'll surely remember that, ma'am. Ma'am, what future goals do you have for JBCN?
Oh, that's again an intelligent question. And I personally feel yes. After 12th, what? So I want to bridge the gap between after 12th and a postgrad program. And I want to create a learning environment which is very creative, which is very trustworthy, which is very positive, which creates happiness, which creates an environment like a banker's environment where you work 14 hours, 20 hours a day and still you enjoy learning, you enjoy exploring, you enjoy creating, you enjoy innovating, and that's the goal. Because finally, we all are human beings and we have to give back to the society. So if you learn the right life skills, automatically the desire to change the world will come in you. That's my desire. If I can achieve it, I would thank Almighty and thank my learners too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pinky ma'am, for sharing your incredible journey and insights with us.
Thank you so much for inviting me. And it's lovely to know that you guys are so clear in your thought processes and asking me questions which I would have not thought of.
Ma'am, it has been a very inspiring conversation.
Thank you so.
We have learned so much from you and your journey. We'll surely keep your advice in mind and try to make a positive impact on the world.
And please don't forget your school. When you achieve something in life, remember Padma ma'am and remember the school. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for more inspiring encounters that ignite ideas and drive change.